Bitcoin hoodie guy come back here with another KASPA video.
Mike Tyson, the like and subscribe button.
Well, thanks for that, Mike. All right, happy Christmas Eve. So right here you can see KASPA hash rate looking beautiful, my friends, 1.48 exahash. Saw this video pop up about this guy that lost 62,000. He started off, he played around a little bit last cycle, left in the bear market. I think that's the biggest mistake some people can make is you leave in the bear market when it's the best time to acquire. You get back in this year, yeah, it's better to buy, when Bitcoin was 60,000 and altcoins were lower, but wasn't as good as buying in 2022 or 2023. He got back into like AVAX and ICP or whatever, made a little bit of money, and then he started getting into Solana meme coins. I didn't quite finish it all. Just interesting because you look into some of the comments. This guy says, I'll invest in crypto again. You haven't learned anything. Crypto is a speculative Ponzi scheme. Financial education should be a prerequisite in American schools. I do agree that financial education should be more prevalent and should be a main focus of schools in the United States, schools everywhere. Learning about investing, how money works, the history of money. I just don't think that there's a lot of bad projects in crypto, but I don't think that the good ones are Ponzi schemes. And that's where I think this person actually doesn't have enough education, whoever made that comment. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about Ponzi schemes in a minute. But you can see KASPA market dominance down 0.3%, about down 3% in the last day. Bitcoin market dominance is about even, 57.7, pretty much even for the day. Dollar is up a hair, still holding the 108, so the dollar is still holding strong. Now, according to investor.gov, a Ponzi scheme is an investment fraud that pays existing investors with funds collected from new investors. Ponzi scheme organizers often promise to invest your money and generate high returns with little or no risk, but in many Ponzi schemes, the fraudsters do not invest the money. Instead, they use it to pay those who invest earlier and may keep themselves. So like say Bitcoin and KASPA, for example, you're buying a commodity from someone else, then yes, there's no earnings, but say like gold doesn't have any earnings. Real estate property can have earnings, but when someone buys a house, if they hope it to sell later, you're just hoping that there's going to be a buyer to pay high. And that's basically for any commodity, any goods that you have that you're hoping to resell. If you're collecting old baseball cards or collectibles, you're hoping eventually that someone will pay more for it. So, but it's different where if you look at Bernie Madoff, he didn't even invest people's money. And say like FTX, they weren't supposed to invest people's money, and they were supposed to not do anything with people's money, and they took their money and made horrible investments. And I think they had a lot in Luna, but they're just different. And so I think people miss that is that, maybe that's one reason why you don't want to. Like Warren Buffett doesn't like gold because he likes having assets that have a yield. So I think a lot of people miss the boat because they quickly put Bitcoin or something like KASPA as a Ponzi. And there's a lot of garbage in the crypto market. And there's all those meme coins and stuff on Solana and rug pulls. And some of the good projects get lumped in with all the garbage. The reality, too, is right now the United States is the world reserve currency, but you can see the last 500 years that basically they go from about 80 to 100 years, 110 years, and the United States is kind of reaching that overdue period of it being the reserve currency, which, 1920 is a little bit before the Bretton Woods Agreement, but basically we're working on a long time, really, 120 years over, and so we don't know how it's going to shake out. You can see that right now the U.S. dollar is about 58% of the reserve currency, euro 20%, Japanese yen 5.7%, pound just under 5%. You can see the Chinese RMB was almost 2.8% in 2021, pulled back to 2.2%. You can see the Australian dollar, Swiss franc, and then some other currencies. So with that change, and then when you have the reserve currency, if the reserve currency starts to slip, it might hold up better than other currencies. But if you have the euro, or especially if you're in a weaker country, and you've already seen that with like Venezuela or Argentina, some African countries. But this is the chart of the U.S. debt since basically 1790, and obviously I've shown this several times. I love it. I think it's just awesome to look at this. You can see how that the debt is going parabolic. So we have the world reserve currency in the United States is going parabolic. And you can see that there's a shelf life on the reserve currency. Now, I'm not saying exactly, we don't know what's going to happen next in terms of the world reserve currency, but, a decentralized proof of work project seems like that is the best for humanity. Whether that's what it turns out to be, we don't know, but we can see that reserve currencies don't last forever, and we can see the current one is having the debt of that country go parabolic. You can see that we're spending over $1 trillion on interest alone on the debt, plus a bunch of other stuff that's going to be hard to cut. You can see if you go in the time machine and go to 4 years from now, they are showing that it's going to be 4.5 trillion on interest of the debt alone. So we don't know how it's going to shake out, and I think some people are quick to label some of the crypto projects as Ponzi's without even researching them. And the mistake is that basically anything you buy that you hope to resell needs a buyer that's willing to pay whatever you want, and that goes for basically everything on earth. And that doesn't make something a Ponzi. Basically, what makes it a Ponzi is like what Bernie Madoff did, where they took investors' money and they literally never invested the money. So some people did get returns, but that was new money. Here, like with Bitcoin, what's it? I mean, I don't know. What's it like? 95% of the supply, I haven't looked, or whatever it is already been mined. KASPA's like 86% has been mined. By the next, election, it's going to be even more. So, the people mine it early, but then now basically you're buying it from someone and then the people mining are also buying it. They're not getting it for free. Now, they might have got it a long time ago if they're early miners, but most of those people sold off or lost their coins in, say, Bitcoin, for example. Now, so you're buying a commodity, and when there's more buyers than sellers, the price goes up. When there's more sellers than buyers, the price goes down. But I don't know. I just was thinking about that because I saw a YouTube comment, and I like looking at the debt, the reserve currency status. So we're going to see. I mean, it feels like at some point they're going to have to turn the money printer on to keep paying for everything. And this goes for all the governments. Once the global liquidity goes, there's more money flowing into investments. So buckle up. It should be a fun, exciting 6 to 12 months, 6 to 10 months. I don't know. We're almost to the, January 1st. So we're almost to 2025. So time to get a game plan together if you're looking to take profit. So that's my plan. Thanks for watching and have a good day.